Hello there. What is going on, everybody? We are coming to you today with some X-Wing 3rd Edition news. I've got a lot of news to talk about with 3rd Edition. I guess it turns out that there was supposed to be more information released at Adepticon, but due to the cancellation of Adepticon and a lot of the social distancing requirements that we're undergoing right now, a lot of this stuff had to be postponed. We are kind of expecting a new look at X-Wing 3rd Edition at Gen Con. So that's going to probably be the full and final reveal. But right now, due to inside sources, I do have an exclusive first look at X-Wing 3rd Edition. So one of the biggest things I want to talk about, the tokens are still going to stay the same. So if you didn't already know, tokens are staying the same, which is a great time to talk about luxury playstyle. Be sure to check out luxury playstyle. Get yourself some tokens now. It's a new month. It's a month closer to everything going back to normal, and get yourself some awesome full metal double-sided tokens. They've got focus, they've got evades, they've got calculates, shields, charge, force, more coming. They are wonderful. And you can save 15% with code Crabbok VIP. I'll also have a link for them in the description below. So yes, tokens are staying the same, but one of the things that we have learned about X-Wing 3rd Edition, in addition to a kind of a visual redesign, is a lot more things are going to be fluid. So one of the problems that they learned from X-Wing 2nd Edition, there were some problems with the website, and they did not like the way that everything was flowing and how difficult it was to maintain the website. So one of the things that they're going to do now is they're going to be switching to paper guides. So no longer are points going to be on Fantasy Flight's website. The website will be shutting down, but everything is going to instead be printed. So there's going to be a lot of guides. Now, these guides are going to be a lot more detailed because a lot more information is going to be on them, and they're going to change a little bit more frequently. But currently the plan is after every store championship. So that is when they're planning to change them. Additionally, the shelf space has been adjusted as well. The smaller boxes have often given people a problem. So what they're going to be going to now is more of a triangular box design. You see over here, now this image was leaked earlier. This is a white and black design as opposed to kind of more of a black and white or black and red. We're kind of seeing some of the new design at work. It is still going to come with an X-Wing and 2 TIE fighters. One of the things we did learn about this new set, there will not be conversion kits. You are going to have to buy everything again. So no conversion kits this time. You are going to have to buy everything from the ground up. But we do have some pretty cool things. Now, in addition to movable S-foils, the new X-Wing is actually going to have proton torpedoes that do actually come out of the X-Wing and launch. The TIEs are also going to have all foldable wings, like we saw in The Mandalorian. All of the wings in the TIEs are going to fold, and you're going to be able to open the cockpits and put your pilot in there. They're going to come with very miniature pilots, are actually going to go into each ship. There will be LEDs reportedly on all of the engine lights, so they will be able to turn on, and they will be color shifting. So in case of a mirror match of TIE fighters versus TIE fighters, you might have green engine LEDs, you might have blue engine LEDs, you might have red engine LEDs. Any color in the spectrum you are going to be able to control from a smartphone app, but FFG is not giving this smartphone app out for free. You're actually going to have to purchase the smartphone app. So that is one way that they're going to upgrade the game. It's not required that you have the app to change the color of your LEDs, unless, of course, you do end up in a mirror match, and then it will be required. So that is one of the things that we did learn about the miniatures themselves and the physical design changes with this. Now, they are going to release, again, most of what's already in the game, starting with what did not make it into 2nd edition also. So that is going to be one of the things that happens for you. You will see reprints. I do believe they did say that they're looking at doing at least 4 more Millennium Falcons. So that's going to be interesting. I don't know which version. I think they're looking at doing, like, for the sequel trilogy, I think they're looking at doing the Episode 7 Falcon and also the Episode 9 Falcon. So they want to have 2 Resistance Falcons with just about every permutation of dish that they can have. So that much is, and I think they even said something about we might see dish expansions where you can just swap the dish. So that's something. Now, we did get a look at one of the new cards, part of the new layout. This one is going to come in the core set. As you can see here, we've got Luke Skywalker's pilot card. One of the things that you're going to notice on this card is that there are no attack values. All of the values on the left side of the card are going to be static. You're going to have to check the printout. You're going to have to check. They'll be posted on their website and available in PDF format for you to print out. So all of the values are going to change depending on how successful players flying Luke Skywalker might do. Now, the thing is that's cool about this is this can actually change from X-Wing to X-Wing. So you might have Luke Skywalker be too powerful where he goes down to only 2 attack, but then Biggs might be at 4 attack, Wedge might be 5 attack, etc. So each different X-Wing can have totally different attack numbers. Same thing goes with evasion, hull, shields, and force. Luke Skywalker might have no force, depending on where they want to put him in the timeline. If they want to do a certain season where Luke never met Obi-Wan Kenobi, they can give Luke 0 force and totally take that ability away from him. We see pilot abilities will be at the bottom of the cards. Luke's current pilot ability we have is if Wedge and Biggs are both in your squad, consult the pilot teamwork ability online reference guide to determine pilot ability. So there's going to be, and that's another thing, is there's synergies. So there will be synergies that pilots gain if they are grouped with other pilots. But these abilities will not be printed on the cards. They will be in an online reference guide specific to pilot teamwork guides. So there will be a pilot teamwork ability online reference guide. And those abilities will change from season to season. They have said that I believe every 3 months they're guaranteed to change all of them, but some might change sooner than that. And these are going to be drastic changes. They could be something as simple as 1 month Luke gets +2 attack, and the next month Luke dies at the end of turn 2. They said they would probably make it somehow be based around the same number, but do random different things about that number. So that's an interesting way to go about doing it. Now, also, if you're not running them in the squad, you do have at the bottom of Luke's ability, otherwise consult the solo pilot online supplement to determine abilities. There is also a solo pilot online supplement that they will be publishing, which is another PDF that you can get and you can print out. These will be free, that will have all pilot abilities if they are not using a specific synergy referenced on the card. So if you're not trying to worry about teamwork, you'll print out one guide. If you are trying to, or if you are trying to do teamwork, you're going to print out a whole different guide. It's important that you bring these guides printed to every tournament you're going to go to, because your opponent may want to see what your ability does this month. All right. Next, if you'll notice, Luke's point cost is an asterisk at the top right, as where point costs will go. Asterisks mean basically you're going to have to consult the online point guide. That is going to be in a whole separate guide, very similar to the online points guide we have now. But then below you would see where actions might appear, because that's one thing we've noticed that we don't see here is actions. Actions and upgrades will each be in their own separate guide. There were some complaints that it was a little bit too confusing seeing point costs and available slots of what upgrades can go in the same guide. So they've split those up into 2 different guides, but there's a 3rd guide added for each ship, and that's which actions they can take. So Luke Skywalker might have focus, target lock, and barrel roll. He might lose those. He may get jam. He may lose focus next month. He may have no actions the following month. It all depends. They can even add beyond 3, but usually pilots are going to be capped at 3 different actions on any given month, depending on their previous tournament performance. So that's what we can see about Luke. Now, the next big change, movement. Movement is going to be totally different, because instead of movement dials, there were a lot of complaints about people cheating with their movement dials. How many times have we seen somebody on stream kind of glance at their movement dial and kind of change it with their finger? Well, they wanted movement to be a lot more explicit. So now each ship will actually be getting a Rubik's Cube, and in order to set a movement, they're going to actually have to solve that particular movement and place it face up for that to go there. Now, round time is being extended accordingly. A standard tournament round will be 8 hours. It'll give people enough time to be able to plan all of their maneuvers because at the beginning of the game, the first thing you do is you hand your opponent your Rubik's Cubes for each of your ships, and they're going to scramble them. So it's not going to be quite so easy, because flying shouldn't be easy. It shouldn't be easy to do a 3 Talon roll and dodge asteroids. So if you want to dial in that 3 Talon roll, your reds are going to be all over the place. So it's going to take you some time. It's not easy. Like Han Solo said it best, jumping through hyperspace ain't like Dustin Crop's kid, right? So basically, in order to dial up those moves, you're going to have to solve the Rubik's Cube. So now, they did say that while in the core set, they're going to be normal, standard, 6-sided Rubik's Cubes, but you're looking at way more complicated Rubik's Cubes coming. The TIE Defender is supposed to be some type of hexagonal shape, so they're going to be, various different shapes as more and more complex ships come out. So that is something that we can also look forward to as well. So lots of big changes coming to X-Wing 3rd edition, and this is supposed to be hitting it just in time for Christmas here in 2020. So it's excited. I've already thrown all of my X-Wing 2nd edition stuff out, so I am making room for 3rd edition right now. Very exciting time. Let me know your guys' thoughts. And that's about all I have for right now. Super, super exciting. I want to hear from you guys. There's also a new round of the giveaway going on right now. All you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment, and you're automatically entered to win a $25 Amazon gift card for real. And yes, and that's about it. Be sure to check the date when you're watching this video. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day today and every day. And I want to give a big thanks to the patrons. You guys are amazing. So I want to thank you for your continued support. I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much. And as always, have a great day.